All right, here I am, talking to a freaking camera. I actually just recorded this video on my laptop. As you can see here, this dude. But my 20, I think it's like a 25-minute recording just got deleted. So, why am I here? What am I doing? So one of my friends, Robin came up to me on the last event last Wednesday. I was like, Jamie, like you've got so much to talk about, and like I was also talking about creating YouTube videos because he creates YouTube videos on a rather high end, and I was like, yeah, man, dude, I'd love to because like it's amazing what you can put out and what people can watch and how much time they can spend with you. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to, but when I do, I was like, I want to put out quality content, man. I want to put out something that people feel genuinely interested in and genuinely want to watch. And I was like, he was like, yeah, man, but like you're the master of just talking into the camera. That's what I felt like. You can just talk into the camera and people might listen. I don't know if anybody listens to this, but it's also interesting for me to really reflect on where life's been going and yeah, just really talk about it. And that's why I'm here, and that's what this is for. And while speaking to him, I also discovered one of the things I am good at is detaching emotionally from content, from creating content, and just from putting it out. That's what I'm doing right now, right? I'm basically just talking to the camera, talking about my life, talking about what I'm doing, and that's how I started with Instagram as well. I was just talking about what I was doing, even though nobody was listening, maybe a few. But as I started to really ramp that up and really talk about it more and more and more, consistency in life, in business, in entrepreneurship, love life is like the number one thing. And I think that's what I am generally bad at. I am the one who brings the rockets out of the freaking earth, makes them go fly, but riding the wave, I need people to ride the wave with. And I know when I need to start the rocket again, and I know when I can also slow down. Um, and what was the point I wanted to make? It's just like for me reflecting on how and who I am, and maybe doing that for yourself as well. It's really important to see and understand who you are and what position you are actually fucking good in. Um, I started journaling throughout the last few weeks, as I've got this as something crazy coming up. Throughout the last few years, I was always imagining Jamie going wild as a self-employed dude. Now you see me smiling, but not so long ago or throughout the last few days and weeks, I wasn't smiling that much. I really felt like something's wrong, or that's why I also journal. Most of the time when I journal, there's just something in my head that I wanna like understand more deeply, because what I do when I feel off or when I have this feeling of something not being where I want it to be is I reflect in the moment. It's incredibly important for me personally to reflect in the moment and not feel like, hey, yeah, that problem will solve itself. No. When I feel a certain emotion, in that moment, I stand still. I think about why, where, and from where this really came from. This emotion of sadness, of this smile, of being happy, of yeah, just like all of these emotions and really understanding where they're coming from is incredibly important. Um, as I as I believe only through that you're able to really create a more long lasting sustainable life with also like your mentality and grow your mindset, and grow who you are and how you think, because that's basically everything in life, right? If you have the right people around you, if you are dreaming hard enough for that job, for that one thing, even though it seems impossible, um, you will always get where you want to be, which is incredible. It's just genuinely incredible. Of course, there's got to be a lot of factors that need to work and that need to work in your favor. And I am very grateful to be living in a family, in a city, with a lot of inspiring people who don't judge, who are themselves, and also my parents who really have allowed and, yeah, just gave me the opportunities of going out, of going traveling at the age of 16 or even 15, just just embracing the unknown and really saying yes to everything, as this was and still is one of the very principles I live by, is saying yes, and that has brought me into rooms I would have never thought would be possible. Yeah. My video before was like 25 minutes, so I've got quite high stakes on how long I want this to be. But I also wanted to make genuinely, of course, interesting, reflective, and also have real takeaways. So it should have and add value to your life as well. Still need to work on the angle though. It's still a working in progress. So if anybody wants to come around and and create a setup, let me know. What I personally think is incredibly important about me making this video, or you wanting, maybe if you want to create content, is authenticity. And authenticity is, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is if when you are able to really sit down and just talk and be yourself, as this is the most honest way of interacting with a person, I believe, as these 30 to a minute video reels that I used to be posting every day, well, they were adding value to other people's lives, but they were also just videos of me screaming into a camera and talking about any topic that I was thinking about. And so when I do these, I almost forgot. When I do these, talking, sitting down, I don't know what I should call these, YouTube videos, I really want to also reflect on the past week, reflect on what has happened, what's been good, what emotions came up, and what I was able to build on also on these emotions, and real takeaways, like give value and like give you the understanding of how I got to 7K followers, how I was able to build what I am building, and I hope this to be a source of inspiration for you. So if I look up and down, I've got my notes here and I've got my calendar up here, just trying to see what has happened throughout the last year, last week. So actually, one of the takeaways from last week, or one of the things that I noticed, is I had the first event where I actually walked out of the event with more energy than ever before. Well, only regarding next events. Hence, these are events which really, really, really take time. Like, they take a lot of effort. Take a lot of effort beforehand, and they take a lot of effort at the event. And I used to be super duper hyper, wanting to be productive at the event, wanting to talk to everybody, give everybody value. And now I've really taken a step back and I started going more deeper into conversations and trying to understand who the people on the other end is, and how, like, ask questions and really go deeper, as I believe that's incredibly important. And it's a super basic, but I just haven't been doing that enough lately. So that is what like that's how I want it to be. Like I need events where they give me energy instead of like me being drained by them. Um, yeah, there's so much incredible stuff happening, and I genuinely gotta say a huge thank you to all of the people who helped me do this. I think no, I know the people on my Instagram account don't understand, first of all, why I do personal branding, and second of all, like how am I doing all of that stuff, and third of all, like how and where I got the people from. And all of these three things are basically solved through social media. So the people I found, like everyone I work with through social media. Actually, I lost the other 2 points. It's like 20 past 12. But basically, what I wanted to say is building a personal brand, putting yourself out there and talking to the camera, infinite value. Being yourself, of course, it takes time. It takes a lot of discipline, as everything else in life does as well. But it does give you, I would say, a pretty good return. And so I am really excited to announce that I will be going all in. No, I really wanna inspire you is like go out there and like be yourself. Talk to a freaking camera at like 20 past 12 and just like genuinely be interested in people. I think that is really important as well. Um, yes, I do a lot of stuff and that stuff is cool, but asking the right questions if you're in the room with the right people, that's everything, man. And that's what I'm also learning. I've got this massive event on, dude, it's already Tuesday. Tomorrow, I've got this massive, like the biggest event I've ever been at. And I don't only get to be at the event, but I get to interview the most famous people at the event, which is a, which is a, another level. A massive leap. And that's just something like you will always achieve what you want to be. You just gotta have the courage, mission, vision, and you gotta have the people. You gotta have the supportive people who want to build this with you, who see the vision. I just gotta go all in all the time. Well, it's not that easy, especially for Swiss people, but being I'm so unique in Switzerland, like creating this video, for example, no, like that's just an edge and understanding that changes everything. All right, I really just talked through the few things. I think one of the last points that I want to make is or generally as you heard, I am journaling, and most of the times when I am journaling there's something going through my head that I can't wrap my head around, or that I am like, where and how should I go about this? And one of the things that comes to my mind is Hong Kong, is this tattoo, Ying Yang. So I don't know if you understand the meaning, but for what I know, is you got these two fishes, no, yin and yang. One is blank and one is filled. Is like it's like the water, like it's not always filled, but when it is filled, I get quite a lot of value out of it. And you're kind of able to connect that to life as well, where there's incredible ups. Like you see my face, like I'm excited. No, I'm actually not up here. I came into this video being like, do I actually want to do this? I was actually procrastinating, and that's why I'm actually doing this video. I should be learning for economy because I've got my finals the day after tomorrow and I haven't learned a single thing. So I was like, when do I start? I was like, what else can I do? Let's start this video. So the whole point I wanted to make is with you sometimes being Oh, sorry. Being sometimes I am this fish. I'm black. I don't know where I'm going, how it's gonna happen, and how life will happen. And sometimes I'm this boy. I'm like the crazy fish, this massive fish, and I'm like, woo, good days. Um, so point what I want to make. Life is a roller coaster. If you don't go down, you can't go up, and if you don't go up, you can't go down. So stick in between. Set your standards and set your emotional standards, I guess. Now, I'm incredibly tired. Been a long few days. um, we hosted, or I hosted the next team today, for a dinner, for a barbecue, which is incredible as well. Getting people together that I basically, like, all of them met through social media, or, well, two of my friends, and then three that I met over, or that met us over social media. Game changer. Incredible game changer. So, go out there, chase your dreams, and I hope you like this episode of Jamie talking to the camera for now basically 40 minutes straight. As the other video was like 28 minutes long. Crazy, crazy to be alive, and incredibly grateful to be alive and healthy on this amazing platform with amazing humans beside me. Alright. Wish me no, good luck. Wish me good sleep. Am I gonna post this or not? Should I post this? Let me know if you watch till the end. This would be crazy if anybody watched till the end. Send me a DM. Peace.